The merciless late afternoon sun made the asphalt of the rural road steam as Maya Johnson walked home from school. The 10-year-old girl slowed her pace when she saw the shiny red Shelby GT500 Mustang parked on the shoulder, its hood up like a wide open mouth, a white man in a suit that surely cost more than all the furniture in her house paced circles beside the car, yelling into his phone, "I don't care how much you charge for the tow, I've been stuck on this deserted road for 2 hours. I have a meeting with the governor in less than 3 hours, for God's sake." He checked his solid gold watch. Maya considered for a moment whether she should go on her way. Her Aunt Renee always told her not to talk to strangers, especially those who seemed so obviously out of place in a humble rural area where they lived, a predominantly black community 2 hours from Boston. But something about the man's desperate frustration made her stop. Maya adjusted the weight of the worn backpack where she carried her books and, more importantly, the small toolkit her Uncle Leon had given her, a mechanic who insisted that everyone should know at least the basics about engines. "Excuse me, sir," Maya called, approaching cautiously. "Need some help with your car?" Andrew Whitaker, CEO of Whitaker Enterprises and owner of half of Boston's commercial real estate, turned in surprise. The irritation on his face quickly turned to condescension when he saw the small figure with colorful braids, faded shorts, and an MIT t-shirt that was clearly too big for her. "That's very kind of you, sweetheart, but this is a high-performance vehicle. I need a real mechanic," Maya shrugged, stepping closer to peer under the hood. "My uncle has a garage and has been teaching me about cars since I learned to walk. I can at least take a look." Before Andrew could protest, she had already dropped her backpack on the ground and was leaning over the engine with surprising confidence. "When did the problem start?" she asked. "All business." Andrew sighed, realizing he didn't have much to lose. "The engine started overheating about 40 minutes ago. Then it just died." "Did you smell anything sweet like syrup?" Maya asked, scanning the engine. Andrew blinked, surprised. "Yes, now that you mention it." "Cooling system," Maya declared, pointing to a small puddle under the car that Andrew hadn't even noticed. "It's leaking coolant, that's why it overheated." As she spoke, Andrew watched the girl with growing curiosity. The way she furrowed her brow slightly in concentration, how her intelligent eyes scanned methodically. "What's your name?" he asked suddenly. Maya Johnson." She held out her hand, stained with grease from the inspection. He shook it hesitantly. "Andrew Whitaker, nice to meet you." "Mr. Whitaker, I think I can fix this temporarily." Maya opened her backpack and took out a small metal case. "Uncle Leon makes me carry an emergency kit. You never know when someone might need help on the road." Andrew watched, fascinated, as the girl worked with impressive efficiency, locating the leak in the radiator hose and applying a special tape that should hold until you get to town, she explained. "But you'll need to add water to replace the lost coolant." It was when Maya raised her hand to brush her hair away from her face that Andrew saw it, a ring with an emerald green stone set in antique gold held on her finger with thread wrapped around the base to keep it from slipping off her small finger. Andrew's world seemed to stop. The sun glinted off the stone, reflecting an internal pattern he would recognize anywhere, a small crescent-shaped imperfection, a ring he had given 12 years ago to a little girl named Maya at an orphanage called Little Angels Days. Before it was mysteriously closed. Andrew's voice trembled. It's very unusual. Maya looked down at her hand. It was my mother's, my adoptive mother Diana. She died last year. A shadow of sadness crossed her face. She said it was a symbol of an important promise. May I ask where Diana got this ring? Maya shrugged. She never told me exactly. She just said it belonged to someone special and that one day I would understand its meaning. Andrew tried to pull himself together, offering to drive Maya home as a thank you. She hesitated only briefly before accepting. During the 15 minutes drive, Andrew asked seemingly casual questions about her life, where she went to school, how long she had lived there, who she had lived with since her adoptive mother had died. I live with my Aunt Renee and Uncle Leon. Maya explained. They took me in when Diana died. Have you always lived here? Andrew asked, gripping the steering wheel tightly to keep his voice casual. Since I was 3. Before that. Maya hesitated. Diana didn't talk about it much. I know I was adopted from an orphanage called Little Angels. It closed soon after. Andrew almost lost control of the car. Little Angels, are you sure? Yes. Why, I did. A long time ago. They approached a modest but well-kept house. Andrew stopped the car. Maya thanked him and said goodbye. But before she could get out, he handed her a card. Maya, if you ever need anything at all, please call me. She accepted the card with a curious look and got out of the car. Andrew watched as she ran toward the house, the rings sparkling in the sun. His hands trembled as he picked up the phone to call his private investigator. What Mia couldn't know, as she waved one last time, was that this chance encounter had just set in motion events that would reveal secrets kept for more than a decade. Secrets that connected a billion-dollar empire, a mysteriously closed orphanage, and a black girl with an extraordinary ability to fix broken things. Meanwhile, Andrew spent 3 sleepless nights staring at enlarged photos of the emerald ring. His investigator had captured the jewel he had given little Maya at Little Angels as a promise he never kept in his office at Whitaker Enterprises. He examined documents scattered across his desk 12 years ago. His father, Howard Whitaker, had bought the Little Angels property for a fraction of its value, citing financial irregularities. Coincidentally, Andrew was named CEO shortly thereafter. Mr. Whitaker, Mr. Evans from Legal, is here with the Horizon Project documents. His assistant announced. The Horizon Project. Andrew gripped the reports tightly before Evans entered. The Little Angels acquisition documents are here, Evans said, although I don't understand why we're revisiting old business. My father was quite specific about keeping these documents on file. My father is retired in Florida, Andrew replied dryly. I run the company now. As he examined the documents, Andrew discovered suspicious bank transfers and, more disturbingly, a list of children who had been reallocated when the orphanage closed. Maya Johnson's name was circled in red with a note: special case contact HW. His investigator Ramirez called with news: I found Diana Johnson car accident last year. Brakes failed under suspicious circumstances. What about the adoption records missing? Officially, Maya Johnson never existed at Little Angels. Andrew ordered. Find out everything you can about her current family. Meanwhile, Maya was in the small workshop behind her aunt and uncle's house, her refuge tools Organized on the walls the comforting smell of oil and grease. Leon entered. "Did you manage to fix the old radio?" he asked. Maya smiled, lifting the 1950s radio. "I did, just had to reconnect a few wires." Leon affectionately ruffled her braids. "You have a gift, girl. I've never seen anyone understand machines like you." Maya twirled the ring on her finger. "I met a rich man the other day. His car broke down and I fixed it," he recognized my ring. Leon's face went pale. "What man?" "Andrew Whitaker." Maya showed them the card. "He seemed strange when he saw my ring." Leon exchanged glances with Renee, who appeared at the door. "Maya dear," Renee said tensely, "remember when we promised to tell you the truth about Diana when you were older? I think that time has come." That night Maya heard the hidden story how Diana, a nurse at the orphanage, had run away with her when little angels suddenly closed, how they had changed names and gone into hiding, always looking over their shoulders. "Your mother left this for you," Renee said, handing her a yellowed envelope. "She made us promise to give it to you only if someone from the Whitaker family showed up." With trembling hands, Mia began to read. "My dear Maya, if you are reading this, someone has found you. There are things you need to know." It Andrew's apartment. Ramirez called again. "Sir, someone else is investigating little angels, a reporter named Marcus Hayes." "What does he know?" "Quite a lot, and he has a theory about why your father was interested in certain children at the orphanage, specifically children with unusual talents." The next day a black SUV pulled up in front of Maya's school. Two men in suits watched as she left with her friends. "Is that her, the girl with the emerald ring?" "Yes, Mr. Whitaker Sr. wants to see her immediately." What they didn't know was that Leon was parked across the street. He dialed the number Diana had left for emergencies. "Marcus Hayes, it's about little angels and a girl with an emerald ring. I found the proof you're looking for at Whitaker Enterprises." Howard Whitaker, flown in from Florida without warning, confronted Andrew. "What's this about reviewing the little angels documents?" "Dad, I found Maya Johnson, the girl with the emerald ring." Howard palled. "So what? Just another orphan? What matters is Project Horizon. Billions are at stake. Do you really understand what's at stake?" Andrew said slowly. "Some children are valuable. They have talents that can be exploited. Why do you think we bought that orphanage?" Howard smiled isolely, but neither Whitaker realized Maya was already standing in the 50th floor conference room, accompanied by Uncle Leon and Marcus Hayes, with Claire Bennett, the federal prosecutor, at Andrew's side. As Andrew connected his laptop, documents and images filled the screen. Records of unauthorized experiments, falsified adoptions, bribery, intimidation, security footage of Diana fleeing with Maya, and reports of 3 little angels employees dying under suspicious circumstances. Howard screamed, but Andrew held up a hand. "This is corporate crime. Industrial espionage, unauthorized experiments on minors, witness intimidation." Suddenly Maya stepped forward. She removed the emerald ring, flipped it over to reveal a secret compartment, and withdrew a tiny storage device. "My mother was smarter than you thought," she said. "This ring contains backup copies of every little angel's record, including your meetings about exploiting children for military applications." Marcus pointed his camera. "This is live streaming to our studio and social media. Over 10,000 people are watching." Howard's empire crumbled in real time. Federal agents moved in to arrest him. True power lies not in wealth or influence but in the courage to act with kindness and integrity. A single act of generosity, no matter how small, can expose injustice, spark profound change, and rebuild broken systems. When we use our talents to help others, we create ripples that can reshape communities and restore hope. If Maya's story moved you, please like, share and subscribe for more inspiring tales of everyday heroes. Leave a comment below telling us about a time when someone's small act of kindness made a big difference in your